Hi readers, we are going to read another book together today. Do you remember what book we read yesterday? Who was the main character? Who was the story mostly about? If you said Corduroy, you're right. It was about that teddy bear named Corduroy. There was another character that was really important in the story. Who bought Corduroy? Yeah, the girl Lisa. Now, there were other characters in the story, but they didn't have as big of a part. They were only there for a little bit, like Lisa's mom and some of the shoppers in this story, the saleswoman who helped Lisa buy Corduroy, and the watchman, right, who found Corduroy in the bed when he was hiding. So Corduroy lost his button in the story. And while he was looking for his button, he had some really silly ideas that we, the readers, think are hilarious because we know about the world. And Corduroy doesn't. He's just a toy. So today we're going to read another book about Corduroy, and he's going to have some more silly ideas. So be listening for those. And you'll have to find out what Corduroy is looking for this time. So the title of the story is called A Pocket for Corduroy. And they're going to go to the laundromat. Have you heard of that before? A laundromat. What do you hear in the first part of the word? Laundromat. You might be thinking laundry. A laundromat is a place where you can go to do your laundry. Sometimes people don't have washers and dryers in the house, so they take their laundry to a store called a laundromat, where you can wash it there, and you just put some coins in the machine and let them soak up and get all clean, and then you can take them out and put some more coins and put them in the dryer. I know that sometimes when we go camping and we're gone for a long time, we look for a laundromat so that we can make sure our clothes are all clean, so that when we get home, we don't have to wash them at home. We like to have them clean right when we get back from our trip. So let's get started, and remember, you're listening for those silly ideas that Corduroy has. Late one summer afternoon, Lisa and her mother took their laundry to the laundromat. As always on such trips, Lisa carried along her toy bear Corduroy. They look like they're best of friends. He goes everywhere with her. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. Look at all the machines filled up. They might have to wait their turn. Now, Corduroy, you sit right here and you wait for me, Lisa said. I'm going to help with our wash. Wow, she's being so kind to help her mom. What did she tell Corduroy to do? Sit. Do you think he's going to stay there and listen to Lisa? Or do you think he's going to get off the chair? Let's find out. Corduroy waited patiently. Then suddenly, his ears perked up. That means he heard something. Lisa's mother was saying, "Be sure to take everything out of your pockets, Lisa dear. You don't want your precious things to get all wet and soapy." How many of you have left something in your pocket before? I've left a Post-it before from school, and then I went through the washing machine, and when I took it out, all of the marker that I used to write on it was all faded, and the Post-it was ripped into pieces. I had little yellow and purple pieces of paper in my jeans. Oh no, look at Corduroy. I wonder why he looks so worried. What are they talking about? She said, take everything out of your pockets. And what is the title of the story? A Pocket for Corduroy. Are you making some predictions? Pockets, said Corduroy to himself. I don't have a pocket. He slid off the chair. I must go find something to make a pocket out of, he said, and he began to look around. So what is he looking for? Something to make a pocket out of. He's really worried. He doesn't have one. First, he came to a pile of fancy towels and washcloths, but nothing was the right size or color. No silly ideas yet. Then he saw a huge stack of colorful clothes in a laundry bag. There ought to be something in there to make a pocket out of, he said. Without hesitating, Hey, that's like in our Rainbow Fish book, remember? They hesitated. It means you're thinking about something before you do it. He didn't think about it. He just went right into the bag, which was filled with pieces of wet laundry. The dampness, so when something is damp, it's still a little wet, didn't bother Corduroy in the least. This must be a cave, he said, sighing happily. I've always wanted to live in a dark, cool cave. Readers, silly idea. The laundry bag is what? A cave, Corduroy. When the time came for Lisa to fetch her bear, he was gone. Oh, Mommy, she exclaimed. Corduroy isn't here where I left him. I'm sorry, honey, said her mother, but the laundromat will be closing soon, and we must be getting home. Oh no, I can imagine how Lisa feels. I have empathy. Lisa was reluctant. She didn't want to leave. Lisa was reluctant to leave without Corduroy, but her mother insisted. You can come back tomorrow, she said. I'm sure he'll still be here. How many of you have ever lost a toy before? You might understand how Lisa's feeling. As they left, a young man wearing an artist's beret was taking his wet laundry out of a bag, the very bag Corduroy had discovered. Before he knew it, Corduroy was being tossed together with all the sheets, shirts, shorts, and slacks. Slacks are like nice pants. There he goes. Inside the dryer. But just as the artist was shutting the glass door, Corduroy tumbled out onto the floor. How in the thunder did that bear ever get mixed up in all of my things? The artist wondered. Poor Corduroy was damp all over. The least I can do for him is to give his overalls a good drying, said the man thoughtfully. He unbuttoned Corduroy's shoulder straps and put his overalls in the dryer. Corduroy grew dizzy as he watched the clothes spinning around, but the artist became inspired. This would make a wonderful painting, he said as he took a sketch pad out of his pocket. He began drawing the swirling colors. I can hardly wait to get back to my studio. Finally, the dryer stopped whirling and the man gathered up the clothes. Then he helped Corduroy put on his warm, dry overalls. All at once, the manager of the laundromat called, "Closing time! Everybody out!" Corduroy was gently placed on top of the washing machine. I wonder who that bear belongs to, said the artist as he was leaving. Seems to me he should have his name someplace. He's too fine a fella to be lost. That's a good idea. Have your name on your toy. Kind of reminds me of Woody and how he has Andy's name on the bottom of his foot in Toy Story. As soon as the lights were turned off, Corduroy began his search again. He was surprised to see something white glowing in the dark. Maybe it's snow, he said excitedly. I've always wanted to play in the snow. Readers, they're at a laundromat on a washing machine. What do you think that is? Snow? It does say flakes, so it kind of looks like snow. But at the bottom it also says soap. It's the laundry soap. Sometimes it comes in a liquid and sometimes it comes in dry flakes. But Corduroy thinks it's snow. He accidentally tipped over the open lidded box and suddenly he was covered with soft, slippery soap flakes. Whew, that was hard to say. Soft, slippery soap. They all started with S. Gradually, Corduroy began to slip and slide. So more S sounds. Oh, what fun, he said with a smile. I've always wanted to ski down a steep mountainside. Is he skiing, readers, like on a mountain? Down snow? Nope, he's playing in soap, but you know Corduroy, he has those silly ideas. He landed paws first into an empty laundry basket. "This must be a cage," he said, peeking through the bars. "I've never wanted to live inside a cage like a bear in the zoo." Ooh, what is his silly idea? It does look like a cage, huh? It's a spot where you would put your clothes in when they're done being washed or dried, so you can fold them later. By now, Corduroy felt drowsy, and soon he nodded off to sleep. Sometimes when you're so tired, you can't even help it. Your head starts to move and your eyes close, and you fall asleep, even if you want to stay awake. Next morning, when the manager came to open the door of the laundromat, there was Lisa waiting. "I left something here yesterday," she exclaimed. "May I look around?" "Certainly," said the manager. "My customers are always leaving things." Lisa was searching under the chairs and in the back of the washing machines when she heard the manager call her. "Is that what you're looking for?" "Yes, yes! He's my best friend," shouted Lisa as she came running. She reached in and picked Corduroy out of the basket. "So this is where you've been, you little rascal," she said. "It's time I took you home." Lisa thanked the manager and ran out the door and down the street, holding Corduroy tightly in her arms. "I thought I told you to wait for me," she said. "Why did you wander away?" "I went looking for a pocket," said Corduroy. "Oh, Corduroy, why didn't you tell me you wanted a pocket?" asked Lisa, giving him an affectionate squeeze. That's like a little love squeeze. What do you think she's going to do? That very morning, Lisa sewed a pocket on Corduroy's overalls. "And here is a card I've made with your name on it for you to keep tucked inside." What a good idea. "I've always wanted a purple pocket with my name tucked inside," said Corduroy, and he and Lisa nuzzled noses. What do people use pockets for, right? To put things in, like maybe your change or the Post-it that I had at school so I could remember something. So do you think it was a good idea for Lisa to make a pocket for Corduroy? What did she put inside of his pocket? His name. Why would she do that? What did she learn in this story? She might lose Corduroy, right? So if he has his name in his pocket and she goes and looks and says, "I lost my bear named Corduroy," maybe people will be able to help find Lisa. And so Corduroy won't be lost. I think it might be helpful if Lisa wrote her name on there too, right? So that they know who the owner is. Okay, before we finish our book today, well, we did finish it, but before we're done reading together today, we need to talk about our book, right? Let's have a strong book talk. And first, let's talk about the characters. Who were the characters in this story? Corduroy, Lisa, anyone else? The artist that put him inside his overalls in the dryer, right? What else? Oh, the owner of the laundromat. And of course, Lisa's mom was there. And then there was a lot of people in the beginning, right? But we didn't meet them, so they weren't really main characters. What were some of Corduroy's silly ideas in the story? What did he think the laundry bag was? Do you remember that part? It's the very first thing he went to. What did he think it was? A cave. And then another silly idea. He found the soap and he thought it was snow. And then he thought when he fell out of the soap box that he was going skiing down a mountain. How many of you have been skiing before? I haven't. And then when he landed in the laundry basket, he thought he was in a cage, like at the zoo. Whew, so many silly ideas. Did his problem get solved? What was he worried about? Not having a pocket. And Lisa helped him solve his problem. Thanks for helping me with our book today, readers. I'm just really enjoying Corduroy.